Hi, St. Mark's. It's been a while since I've done a video from here at home using my harpsichord in my living room, and I thought maybe after the craziness of the Christmas season, this would be a good week to do one. This week I'm going to play pieces for you by Louis Couperin. Now, Couperin is a very famous last name in music history. The Couperin family has produced many, many musicians. In fact, at the Church of Saint-Gervais in Paris, a Couperin was on the organ bench for 173 years. Louis was the first Couperin to hold this position. And a note about the Couperin family. There are many of them who share the same first name. So, Louis was the son of Charles. Charles also had another son named Charles. So Louis has both his father and his brother with the name Charles. Louis also had a brother named Francois. He had a nephew named Francois as well. Now, Francois Sr. is not the father of Francois Jr. Rather, Louis's brother Charles is the father of his nephew Francois. It all gets very confusing. But this nephew named Francois is perhaps the greatest Couperin. He's well known for his work called L'Art du Toucher, the art of touch, talking about harpsichord. And maybe I'll play one of his pieces another day. Now, tragically, Louis Couperin did not live to a very ripe age. He died when he was 35. At that point in his life, he was the organist at Saint-Gervais in Paris, and his post came with accommodations at the church, which he was sharing with his two brothers, Charles and Francois. In his will, Louis left all of his earthly possessions to his two brothers, and they included mainly his manuscripts of music and a small harpsichord about the same size as the one I have here at home. Now, Charles and Francois knew that their brothers' compositions were important, and they didn't want to split them up between them. So they came up with a very interesting solution by drafting a legal document between the two of them that had this agreement in it, that Charles would keep all of the original manuscripts, and Francois would have access for 3 months to copy any of these works that he wanted to copy. Now remember, there were no photocopiers at this time, and everything had to be copied by hand. So it would legitimately have taken 3 months to copy all of Louis's compositions. He wrote approximately 215 compositions. Most of them were for the organ, and some of them were for the harpsichord, which you'll hear today. Although his two brothers considered his compositions important, they were largely unknown to the public until the mid-20th century. In fact, 1/3 of his music wasn't available to the public until 1955, when it was rediscovered. Now, those of you who are faithful listeners of Music Monday, and I know there are many of you from all around the world, which is great, and I appreciate hearing from all of you. But those of you who may think back to June, you might remember that I played one of Louis Couperin's pieces. It was an unmeasured prelude. And an unmeasured prelude, the composer gives only the notes that are to be played and the sequence in which to play those notes. But there are no rhythms. In fact, everything's written in whole notes. So I'll pop up an example here so that you can see what the score would look like. And this tradition of the unmeasured prelude perhaps grew out of a tradition of a harpsichordist coming to a gig and sitting down at the instrument and improvising a bit to see what the tuning was like, what sounded good on the harpsichord, just to check and see if there are any sticky keys or anything, especially if there had been a rainstorm in the afternoon like we have here in Florida. That can cause problems with a harpsichord, especially in palaces with no heating or air conditioning. So the first movement of the suite that you will hear today is that unmeasured prelude. And that prelude will be followed by a movement called the Allemande Grave, which translates literally to the serious German. As we all know, Germans have a reputation for being very serious, and they created this dance. It's a processional dance in which the couples would go around dancing and greeting one another. There's a lot of bows and curtsying that happens in this dance. The Allemande is followed by the Courante, which in France is perhaps the slowest of all the dances in a suite, and it always follows an Allemande and is in triple meter. After the Courante is the Gigue, which is the French term for the English word jig. So English speakers created this dance originally. And it's typically used at the end of a suite, which in this case, it's the penultimate, the next to last movement. The final movement you'll hear today is called the Galliarde. It's a very athletic dance with lots of hops and jumps, and lots of athleticism is required to perform this dance. Queen Elizabeth I is reported to have loved dancing this dance in England. The Galliarde has 5 steps per measure, which are typically left, right, cadence. And cadence means something like a jump or a hop or a leap. So you can imagine that this whole dance suite starts out very somber and grand, and then it gets a little more playful, and then at the very end, everybody's just having a great time. So I hope you enjoy these pieces by Louis Couperin, and we'll see you soon. And somebody just wanted to say hello. She's been at my feet the whole time I've been recording this video. This is Hilda. Hi, Hilda. Say hi to everybody.
Uh-oh, you're evaluating my work.
I am.
Are you subscribed?
I will with the red button.
And give us a thumbs up.
I'm a fan, of course.